Hi, second graders. Welcome back to social studies. We've been learning about what does it mean to be a good citizen. And I made this little poster for us. It says being a good citizen, right? And it says it's what you do, not who you are. So it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter who you are, right? Anyone can be a good citizen, but the way to be a good citizen is based off of what you do. And so we've learned about one special person named Audrey Faye Hendricks, and she was only 9 years old when she decided to do something very brave and to help her community. What is that thing that she did? She marched. She marched and she protested saying, hey, what is going on is wrong. So she wanted to make something that was wrong. She wanted to help make it right. And how did she do that? She did that by marching. A lot of people talked about last week that she went to jail. Yes, she did go to jail. And the reason why they put her in jail is because she was marching. Back then, that was against the law, but now the law has changed. You are allowed to march and say that something is wrong. And so we can also do this. We can march and protest when we think something is wrong to help make it right. So this is something you can do as a good citizen. When you see something wrong, you can march and protest and say, hey, this is wrong. We need to make it right. Today, I'm going to teach you about another woman who was very brave and did something to help her community. Her name is Harriet Tubman. And Harriet Tubman lived in a time before Audrey. Audrey, remember, she lived in a time where there was this thing called segregation, right? People were separated because of the color of their skin. And if you remember, the white people were the ones in power who were saying, we're going to get all the nice stuff and we're going to make everyone else have the lesser things, the things that aren't as good, and they won't have the same good experiences. And so that's when Audrey was like, that's wrong, and we need to make this right. I deserve to go wherever I want to, like anybody else. Now, Harriet lived before this time. Before there was segregation, there was something else called slavery. And slavery was even worse than segregation. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what slavery was and what Harriet Tubman did to help those in her community who were enslaved. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you this little reading here. It's very short. So here it is. So Harriet Tubman, this is actually a picture of her. Harriet Tubman came from a long line of African men and women. They knew that everyone had to be free in order to have justice in the world. This means that freedom is a shared responsibility. Remember how we talked about citizens and how we all have a responsibility? Well, she believed, hey, it's not just one person's responsibility to make sure we're all free. It is all of our responsibility to make sure that people are free. So before and during Harriet Tubman's lifetime, the freedom of millions of African people was taken away. Their knowledge, skills, and labor were stolen by white people to make money. This is called slavery. Slavery is not a right action. It is cruel and wrong. So before I keep going, slavery was when people forced other people, specifically they forced African descendants, people from Africa, and some native people too, to do hard work and labor so that they could make money. But those African people, they did not make money. They were just forced to do this hard work for free. And it was very wrong, is what it's saying. And it's true. It was very wrong. Harriet Tubman was enslaved. So her and her family had to work and do these hard tasks for free so that someone else, these white people, could make a lot of money. But she and all other enslaved Black people never gave up their right to be free. So like many others, she found a way to take back her freedom. So let's see, what does she do to take back her freedom and to help her community? So first, Harriet Tubman made a dangerous trip from the south to the north to free herself. So in the south of the United States, slavery was allowed. In the north of the United States, slavery was not allowed. So if you could escape from the south and make your way to the north, you could be free, or these people who were enslaved could become free if they made it all the way. But it was dangerous and it was scary, and it was not likely that you would make it all the way up to the north. But she did it. So she made a dangerous trip from the south to the north to free herself. Then, not only did she free herself, this is the amazing thing that she did. Then she made many trips back to the south. This was so dangerous, guys. If she was caught back in the south, they would take her again and she would no longer be free anymore. So she decided, I'm going to go back. And why did she go back? To lead hundreds of other Black people to freedom. So she didn't just care about herself. She didn't just go say, I'm going to go escape and be free myself. Once she was free, she said, you know what? I'm going to go help these other people who I know deserve to be free. So she went back and helped them escape to the north to be free. It's the most beautiful and courageous thing that someone could do. So she used the help of Black people and white people. They worked together to hide and feed the people she was guiding to freedom. The plans they made and the hiding places they used were called the Underground Railroad. It wasn't actually a railroad, but it was like a system of houses and boatsmen and wagons where they would help people get all the way to the north. And they called it the Underground Railroad. It says most travelers on the Underground Railroad walked all the way to freedom. Others were able to ride part of the way. Some were hidden in secret places in wagons. Harriet Tubman was a caring member of her community. Her courage came from knowing that in order for any one person to really be free, everyone had to be free. So we've learned that Harriet Tubman, not only did she help herself to become free, she helped many, many hundreds of people become free too. So she did not just care about herself, she cared about others and helping others be free. So that is what I'm going to write down as what Harriet did. She helped people be free. So give me 1 second. Okay, guys, I updated this and it says Harriet Tubman, what did she do? She helped others be free, not just herself. Okay, so she really focused on helping other people and she dedicated her life to helping other people be free. So what I want you guys to do today as your assignment is you're going to go on to Seesaw. You're going to click Add Response and you're going to use the drawing pad. In the drawing pad, you're going to think of one way that you can help other people and not just yourself. And I want you to draw that and then label. Tell me what you're helping other people do, okay? So that's what your assignment will be today on Seesaw. Drawing pad, draw something, one way that you can help other people, and then label it. Tell me what it is that you're doing in this picture, okay? And then before I leave, I did want to show you there's this beautiful book called Moses. It's about Harriet Tubman and how she led her people to freedom. And the reason why people called her Moses was because Moses is actually a character or a person in the Bible who helped lead people to freedom from being enslaved also. But this was way, way, way before Harriet was alive. And so people called her Moses because she did something very similar. She helped lead people to freedom. And I just wanted to flip through the pages and just tell you one big thing that I love about Harriet too. something that was wonderful about her is that she talked to God, and God helped her become free and to free other people. So she didn't just rely on herself. She made sure to talk to God and ask God for help, and God led her to freedom. So you see, she's talking to God here, and God's telling her, hey, follow this North Star that I have, that I put in the sky to lead you. And so she is listening to God, and eventually she decides, you know what, I'm going to leave and I'm going to go get my freedom. So then she escapes, and the whole way there, it's kind of scary and she's unsure what to do. So she keeps talking to God and asking him, you know, where should I go? Who should I trust? And God leads her the whole way through. He helps her hide. He helps her know which direction to go. He even helps her find which house to go to that's safe. Because remember, there's houses that people stayed at to get to freedom. But they had to pick the right house. They couldn't just go to any house because some people wouldn't help them. So she was taken to different places by trusting God. She even went on inside of wagon. Remember how people would be taken in wagons? So she was hidden in a wagon. She had to walk a long time. She would even get tired, and she'd say, God, this is what she said. She says, oh, Lord, I miss my folks. She missed her family, right? And God speaks to her saying, hey, use what your family taught you to get to freedom. You'll see them again. God even helped keep her safe from being found. There was one time where she had to go in the river and stay there so the dogs wouldn't smell her. Let's keep going. And here she's getting real tired, and she says, Lord, don't let nobody turn me around. I'd rather die than be a slave. And he says, Harriet, keep going. You have already glimpsed the future. So he says, keep going. I've got you. She had to hide in a sack of potatoes, waiting as people, so that she wouldn't get caught. God keeps reminding her, keep walking. I know it's a long walk. It's a long way, but I'll lead you. And finally, she gets to her freedom, where she's free up in the north. But she gets there and she's like, you know what? I know there's people who still need freedom. So she decides, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go help them. So she goes back to get her family and hundreds of other people. And look, you can see it's Harriet leading all these people back to freedom. So she's leading them up north. And at the end it says, well done, Moses, well done. So God's basically saying, you did a good job. You helped lead people to freedom just like Moses did in the Bible. So if you ever want to check out this book, it's called Moses. And you can actually read the words, okay? All right, guys, don't forget your assignments. Go to Seesaw. Pick one way that you can help other people, just like Harriet, and then label it. I can't wait to see what you guys draw.